Tonight, yet another October nor'easter is pummeling Duluth, causing thousands of power outages, taking down trees, closing roads, beaches, and more.
Plus, a settlement between the Duluth Diocese and survivors of clergy sexual abuse has been reached, marking the end of a two-decade battle.
And we're learning what happened moments before a man was shot in the head on the Fond du Lac Reservation Friday.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. It's once again a huge mess in Canal Park as another October storm is slamming the region.
That's right. Today's storms have brought in standing water and large waves, which are making it incredibly difficult to get around. Canal Park is where we find CBS3's John Cardinelli. Hey, John, how are things looking out there?
Kristen, Tony, it's pretty crazy out here to say the least. The wind is absolutely insane, but luckily has calmed down a little bit since I've been out here. I'm just going to show you. I'm currently in part of that flooding on, and it has caused here to be blocked off. And this is becoming a familiar scene in Duluth as the city has seen several of these storms in the past years. Luckily, this time, city officials say they haven't seen any significant damage to the lake walk yet like they have in years past. They are taking precautions, though, when it comes to your safety.
We are getting additional reports on standing water on roadways. If you come across standing water, please try to go a different direction. We don't want anyone to be going through standing water while they're driving.
City officials are asking you to stay away from the Canal Park area. If you do need to drive, city officials ask that you be very cautious of standing water on the roads. City officials say that if you do come across a flooded roadway, to please report it to the city. And we will continue to keep you updated on road conditions and this severe weather storm we're having. And you can always find the latest on our website, cbs3duluth.com.
Yet another October mess.
All right, thanks, John. And we'll, as you mentioned, continue to keep you updated on those road closures. Well, all this bad weather means you cannot access Park Point tonight if you don't live there. Duluth police are checking IDs before the aerial lift bridge. City officials say Park Point residents can come and go as they need. The area around the Park Point Beach House has also been closed due to standing water. No word on how long those closures will be in effect.
The heavy rain and strong winds have knocked out power to thousands of people. At last check, Minnesota Power is reporting about 12,000 customers in the dark. That was as of about 5:30. Lake Country Power is reporting more than 800 members without power. Now, most outages are in the Duluth area, and they include St. Scholastica and Duluth East. The college had to cancel some of its classes today, while the high school canceled its after-school activities. There are crews out working to get the lights back on. No word on when power will be restored for everyone.
Well, meanwhile, here's a live look at the canal. You can see those waves crashing into the bay there, and we're being told right now Duluth police are not allowing anyone to cross that aerial lift bridge onto Park Point unless you live there. So let's check in now with meteorologist Caitlin Moffett. Caitlin, quite the mess out there, and things just
been a nightmare.
It hasn't. Doesn't seem like things are slowing down.
Yeah, things are slowing down for
Okay.
the night tonight into tomorrow, but they're going to pick right back up again tomorrow afternoon. So we've got a lot more, several hours, of course, to deal with the high wind and the high surf that we've seen on Lake Superior. I'll take a look here at the wave height as we're currently looking on the screen. You'll notice the lighter the colors look. So about from Two Harbors up to the Lutsen area, it's in this light shaded green. We're looking at 15 to 16 foot waves. From Duluth to the Two Harbor area, we're looking at 10-foot waves. So that's still enough height to get that flooding like we've seen in Canal Park. Several warnings around the region. We've got this storm warning on Lake Superior, bringing in those high waves. That brings in that lakeshore flood warning until tonight as well. And then that flood watch for the Mississippi River in Aitkin County. Now, the Duluth area is also under a high wind warning with winds of 35 to 45-mile-an-hour winds, gusting up to 60 possible tonight. I'll have more details on the rain and the timing of that coming up in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Caitlin. Meanwhile, here's a look at what damage the storm is doing around the area. Right now, it's flooding along Harbor Drive next to the Great Lakes Aquarium in Canal Park. Aquarium workers spent the day sandbagging in preparation for any flooding in and around the building. Executive Director Jay Walker says they've had plenty of practice at this over the last few years.
We just kind of go with the punches. It's one of the things about living down here by the water is you have to be prepared for it. And so over the years of experience, we think we've got it dialed in pretty good.
There was no immediate word on any property damage due to the flooding.
And that damage is not only in Canal Park. Lake Superior is also causing some problems in Ashland today. The Ashland County Sheriff's Department is reporting large waves are crashing into the Chequamegon Bay shoreline. It's causing standing water and debris to flood the road. The department is asking drivers to please use caution in that area. A sigh of relief for many in court today as a federal judge approved a near $40 million settlement between survivors of clergy sexual abuse and the Diocese of Duluth.
Both sides spoke on what the agreement means to them. CBS3's Gamio Hall sat in on the hearing and has more.
$3.2 million dispersed to more than 100 victims of clergy sexual abuse. That agreement approved by a federal judge Monday in connection with the Diocese of Duluth.
We know that no amount of money can heal their suffering. We believe only Jesus brings that kind of healing. But for us, the compensation can be a sign of our repentance and accountability and solidarity.
Dozens of those survivors were in the courtroom Monday.
And we honor some of those that we've lost in this process who could not survive and did not survive the trauma endured and suffered for so long.
With tears in their eyes as the settlement was made.
And the hope and the promise is that on this dark day there is the light of truth.
Representing them, St. Paul attorney Jeff Anderson, whose firm has been working on claims surrounding the Diocese of Duluth for more than 2 decades.
Each survivor has done something to make this community safer, to make this community cleaner, to make this diocese reckon, and to know and take some comfort in the fact that other kids will be protected.
Although he was not accused in the case, Bishop Paul Serba extended an apology to the victims in attendance, stating that the acts of abuse were terrible crimes.
They deserve and have always deserved our particular love and support. Their courage and insistence on speaking out, while hopefully helping them on their journey of healing, has also helped us to be accountable and to do the right things that we have not managed to do on our own.
Bishop Serba says the Diocese of Duluth will be poorer for many years, but today's events don't mean it's all over. Moving forward, the church will continue to run background checks on every priest, deacon, employee, volunteer, and hold trainings every 5 years.
Charges have been filed against the man accused of shooting another man in the head during a funeral in Cloquet. This morning, Shelby Boswell was formally charged with 6 counts in connection to that crime, including assault, drug possession, and being a felon in possession of a firearm. This happened around 10 o'clock on Friday morning at the Fond du Lac Reservation's Head Start building. According to court documents, Boswell entered the gym where the funeral was happening and allegedly shot his sister's boyfriend in the head over the weekend. Police had identified the victim as Broderick Boucher Robinson. The 45-year-old was shot in the back of the head but was still conscious and ran out of the gym. Court documents show funeral attendees detained Boswell, who was eventually arrested outside the building. He was allegedly found with meth and heroin on him. A big unanswered question is why Boswell shot Robinson. A judge set Boswell's bail at $500,000 today. He'll be back in court next week. As of Friday, police did not believe Robinson's injuries were life-threatening.
A lawsuit against the state of Minnesota could restore the voting rights for more than 50,000 convicted felons. The American Civil Liberties Union filed suit today in Ramsey County District Court. It would affect 52,000 felons on supervised release or probation. The suit says the state is violating felons' constitutional rights to due process and equal protection. It also says the current system ignores racial disparities. According to state data, Black Minnesotans are convicted of felonies at disproportionately high rates. Efforts to restore voting rights for felons who completed their prison time failed in the last legislative session.
We're learning where Enbridge is considering rerouting the Line 5 pipeline after the Bad River Band filed a lawsuit to keep it off their land. Enbridge is now looking at routes through Ashland and Iron counties, as seen here on this map. Enbridge says they're conducting environmental and archaeological surveys along a 40-mile corridor of land. The new stretch of pipeline would be about 20 miles long. Enbridge says they have survey permission from Iron County, adding they aren't, quote, crossing county land in Ashland County that would require approval.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz was on the Iron Range today as part of his bonding tour. The tour comes as the governor hopes to identify key projects around the state that need state bonding money. Walz stopped at the DNR's Drill Corps Library, the Air Tanker Base, and the Range Regional Airport, all of which are in Hibbing. The governor says investing in projects around the state is vital.
It just makes it easier to tell people this is what we're thinking of investing in. We've got historically low interest rates. We rank in the top 5 states in fiscal security, fiscal responsibility. We have over $2 billion in a rainy day fund. It makes sense for us to fix some of the things we need to fix.
2020 is supposed to be a bonding year in Minnesota. However, as recently as 2016, the legislature has failed to pass a bill in a bonding year.
Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers is forcing the hand of the Republican-controlled legislature. The Democrat is calling them into special session to take up gun control measures GOP lawmakers were unwilling to debate. The special session does not force Republicans to debate or vote on the bills. It does give Democratic lawmakers the chance to highlight the issues once again. One bill would create universal background checks for handgun purchases. The other is a so-called red flag law. It allows judges to take guns away from people deemed a threat to themselves or others, like in a domestic violence situation. An August poll showed more than 80% of people supported the measures. This is Evers' first special session as governor.
Still to come on Live Local CBS3, Minnesota Power is hoping to spark some interest in greener options for vehicles. Details next.
And this large October storm bringing dozens of areas with no power, several trees down, flooding, and those gusty winds. All those details of what you need to know headed into Tuesday coming up next.
Live, local, CBS3 News at 6 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS3.
Looking for a place to host your holiday party this season? With our wonderful venues and delicious catering, look no further than Barker's Island Inn. We've got you covered. Call today to make your reservations.
Update your home with the safety and warmth of a gas fireplace with the best looking flame in Duluth. At the Fireplace Corner, we take your old, drafty, wood-burning fireplace to warm and reliable with our Heat and Glow gas inserts. Our Heat and Glow selection and financing options are backed by our 100% done right guarantee. Don't wait for the cold. Call or stop in today and visit your local Heat and Glow gas fireplace experts with the best looking flame in Duluth. Or click thefireplacecorner.com for our full selection.
Bender Shoes store-wide sale is going on now. Don't miss Bender Shoes Customer Appreciation Sale. It only comes once a year and is going on now. You'll find store-wide savings on the newest styles, so hurry in to Bender Shoes located in Duluth, Grand Rapids, and Hibbing.
It took us years to find the perfect bun for Culver's Pretzel House Pub Burger.
It's got the nice pretzel flavor on the outside, but when you open it up, it's light and airy. Got a nice sweet flavor to it. It literally melts in your mouth.
This bun is perfect for a Pretzel House Pub Burger. Seared fresh beef, tangy mustard bistro sauce, pickled red onions, 2 slices of bacon, served with our signature cheddar cheese sauce.
This bun was made for this burger. This is perfect.
I think it's an awesome burger. Welcome to Delicious.
owner of Diabetic and Comfort Shoes. We have been in business in the Northland helping you with your everyday foot problems stemming from diabetes to plantar fasciitis for the past 17 years. Stop in and see the complete line of men's and women's shoes, from SAS to Allegria to Vionic, for those millions of people battling plantar fasciitis. And we still have a great selection of comfortable shoes for diabetics, Medicare and Minnesota healthcare approved. Remember, no foot problem is too big or too small. We'll find the way to your soul.
All rise. Help! My wife, she's in labor. Big time.
It's not just another day in court.
Seriously, get to the hospital. I'm standing trial for a crime I didn't commit.
Like a group nun heist? Your Honor, your client's guilty. She's a serial dine and dasher.
God helps those who help themselves. Let's get some people married. A group celebration of love.
A new All Rise, CBS Tonight.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
We've got a lot of weather to talk about. We've got several warnings across the region. I'm going to start off with the storm warning in the purple over Lake Superior. High waves are creating that coastal flooding along the north shore and the south shore, and that brings me to that lakeshore flood warning we have here in the green, including us here in Duluth. We've got several areas down in Canal Park, as well as areas over in Park Point are closed off to non-residential people. Therefore, you cannot access that area tonight if you do not live there. Those warnings go until tonight. And then if you also notice off to the west, we've got that flood watch in the dark green area. That is for just the Aiken area for the Mississippi River. As it is approaching its flood stage, it's at about 11 feet, and the flood stage is about 13 feet. So that's in place through a long period of time because it's a river, so it takes several hours for it to approach that level. Now, moving on to our other warning, we also have that high wind warning in the orange for the areas in Duluth as well as areas over in northern Wisconsin. That comes into play when those wind speeds come up to about 40, and that's before the wind speed gusts. So gusts we're looking up to about 60 miles per hour, and that's until tonight as well. So here's where the system is right now. You'll notice we've got a brief break in the northern Wisconsin area as we've got a lot of dry air actually working its way into the area. So areas south of Hayward may actually see some sunshine, but for here in the Twin Ports, that's not the case. This system is going to continue wrapping around, bringing the heaviest part of the system through portions of Minnesota and then come right back around to Duluth by tomorrow afternoon. You can see just how large this system is, kind of working its way across the area. And this low pressure system is going to only move from right over top of us to about the northeastern portions of the Arrowhead come tomorrow afternoon. So tonight, expect heavy rain if you're in the Minnesota side. That's why I have the dark green shaded in that area. And then I have the lighter shaded area for the Wisconsin portion. You're going to see scattered rain showers off and on as that low pressure system works its way to the north and east. Now, as it pushes that way come Tuesday, we've got very strong gusty winds coming out of the northwest. And with that, it's going to bring in colder air, so it's going to prompt in some snow mixing in for just our northwestern regions. We're going to continue seeing scattered showers off and on through the day on Tuesday and only make it to the upper to mid 40s. And then we get even cooler on Wednesday as that system finally moves out of the region. We're under cloudy and overcast skies due to a low pressure to our south. Now, that won't bring us any rain Wednesday, but we've got this system still working its way by tonight, 2 o'clock. You'll notice these white lines equaling the lines of equal pressure. The tighter they are, the stronger those wind speeds are. So I'll show you that in just a second. It's going to continue moving its way to our north and east Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock. Still seeing scattered rain, and you'll start to see those purples working their way in by 4 o'clock. It's going to start to become a little bit less intense as the system moves off to the east, so we're still going to see cloudy skies and light rain showers. Now, Duluth from the National Weather Service has already seen an inch of rain today from this morning through now. We're expected another ½ inch from tonight through tomorrow evening before this system continues to wrap itself up. We're looking in Wednesday morning, that low pressure to the south won't affect us, but here's a look at the wind gusts. Looking at calm wind gusts by 12 o'clock midnight tonight, and over to the west, not so much. But as that system wraps back around, you'll notice they pick right back up again Tuesday morning in 18 at Duluth. And these are the wind gusts, so it continues again back into northern Wisconsin, and we're back in with those strong wind speeds all day again tomorrow, but northwesterly winds, so it is going to be on the cooler side. Here's the rest of the rainfall amount that I mentioned, about another ½ inch here in the Twin Ports. So tonight we're looking at 41 up on the hill, 43 down here in Canal Park. Temperatures in the low 40s throughout northern Wisconsin, and they're not going to rise too much tomorrow afternoon either, as the temperatures are going to actually start to drop as that system finally does work its way out of the region tomorrow night. And then we have actually a nice stretch of weather if we can just get through tomorrow night. We started off the week kind of on a rainy note, but those October storms seem to be a pattern here.
Yeah.
I've heard.
You'd be right about that, Caitlin.
Yeah, they've definitely hit us the last few years.
Yes.
Thanks, Caitlin.
Yep. Well, some new information we're learning. The aerial lift bridge is now closed to everyone. We'll be sure to keep you up to date tonight at 10. And, of course, stay with us on our website and on our Facebook page as well. Well, you can now park for free in Canal Park. Not that you'd want to head down that way today, but free parking was originally scheduled to begin last week, and it was pushed back due to MEA weekend. Free parking runs until May 15th, so once the weather's a little better, you can utilize that. The goal is to increase tourism in Canal Park throughout the winter.
Minnesota Power is hoping to spark some interest in electric vehicle charging stations. The goal of the new program is to expand charging stations to different businesses in the Northland. Minnesota Power is buying 20 charging stations to donate to area businesses. Businesses can apply to receive a station along with funding for installation. Applications are due by November 1st. You can head on over to our website, CBS3 Duluth, to figure out how to apply.
All right, Kelly joins us now for a look at sports. What's going on?
Indoor sports.
Ooh, yay.
Yeah, the UMD hockey season is now in full swing. Up next, what the freshman perspective is, joining a team that has 2 consecutive titles.
The 2020 Honda Rubicon at RJ Sport and Cycle.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Toyota. New state-of-the-art dealership. Same President's Award-winning service. KohlerToyota.com.
The North Face and Northwest Outlet delivers an extensive line of performance apparel in all the latest styles, colors, and sizes. Trust Northwest Outlet and the North Face to give you the image you want this year. Northwest Outlet's accomplished sales staff will help you with the fit, the look, and the style you want from the North Face. Northwest Outlet, the North Face headquarters of the Northland, and the store that saves you more, 1814 Belknap Superior, where laybys are welcome.
The best relationships are the ones that last. Because when you know someone for a long time, you know what they like. You know their needs and their concerns. You know what and who matters most to them. Your health care is the same way. When you can count on trust, commitment, understanding, and support, the relationship just works better for everyone. You and Blue.
Gear up for the ice fishing season at Black Bear Casino Resort during the Ice winning promotion. Saturdays in October from 6 to 9 p.m., 3 drawings each hour will bank the winner up to $1,000 in cold hard cash. After the cash prizes are awarded, all winners are eligible for the weekly grand prize. Prizes include a fishing gear package, Can-Am Outlander ATV, Polaris Sportsman Touring ATV, or a Polaris Ranger. Over $60,000 in cash and prizes. Visit BlackBearCasinoResort.com for more information. Make the Bear your place.
With the all-new Silverado HD, Silverado's now the only truck brand that can offer trucks with best-in-class towing, or trucks with best-in-class camera technology, or larger, more functional beds than any competitor. The only truck that can compare to a Silverado is another Silverado. Or get a total value of over $9,500 on this Silverado with a larger, more functional bed than any competitor. Or during Truck Month, make no monthly payments for 90 days. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
So you grind them up, and then what do you do? Yeah, explain to Mr. Shore how this works.
We spin them up, then we like fold the bag in, okay, grab one, and we twist it all at the center of the bottom.
So you dump that in here. We just basically slide it over. We pull this one out wide and shoot.
It's not out. It's not coming out. Get it out.
You don't need to take that out. It's fine.
Yeah, we put all this stuff. We're at open.
Okay.
Go. That's me.
Keep washing. Nope, put that in there. Grind it away.
Yes. Come on. Oh.
Yeah, keep going, William. Yeah, keep it going. Nice.
Keep going. Oh, wait.
No, pop in. The more you pop in, the better it goes.
Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
UMD hockey has a total of 5 newcomers in terms of freshmen this year entering the program. They've certainly gotten their taste of college hockey thus far with that 1-3 start. But what about entering a program that is coming off of back-to-back championships? Intimidating? You could say so. I sat down with all of the freshmen this past week. Did you watch last year's championship run from end to end?
I remember walking in the locker room last year at juniors and seeing it on TV and just thinking to myself, I might be playing there next year.
It's just an honor to watch. I mean, just to see the guys compete. And
what they did is just it's unbelievable. I mean, some other teams have done it in the past, but I mean, to have a program that can do that back to back, you need to be pretty special.
I was actually on a road trip when they were playing Providence, and my whole bus was pretty much watching it on the way up there. So it was pretty exciting having everyone know that I was coming into this school, and everyone was paying attention and kind of giving me crap on the bus. To be able to see that team win and know that I'm coming into that program next year is pretty exciting.
What kind of feelings did you feel knowing that I'd get to learn from these guys, I get to play with these guys, and potentially do it again?
It's a team that most kids want to play for, so it's unbelievable coming in here. It's nice to have kind of that good leadership group to come down and trickle down to us young guys.
When you came in, first day maybe, was there an intimidation knowing this is a program that has done something that not a lot of programs have done?
I mean, a little bit. 2 back-to-back championships is pretty big, but I think just coming in and, I mean, we were just worried about the season right now, and we'll see what happens.
Even the year before, no one really expected them to do it, and they proved in the playoffs that if you work hard enough and play our style of game, then the result's going to end in your favor.
First game of the season.
Third banner this decade to go up at Amsoil Arena.
Do you look up there and think to yourself, I want that?
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, I mean, that's what I've kind of talked to these guys is we have a pretty good core that's come back from the past 2 national championship teams. So I mean, we have a lot of upperclassmen, juniors and seniors. So I mean, this year it's kind of just be really cool to build a bond with those guys and become close because they might not be here the next year or the year after, right? UMD back at home on Saturday for a game against the Gophers.
Licking their wounds after this weekend.
Yes.
Thanks, Kelly.
All right, Caitlin, you have a lot to get to, so I'm just going to let you take it away.
We'll just take a final check. If you're heading out the door there tonight, this is where the system sits right now. You'll notice Minnesota is still dealing with the heaviest of that rain, and that's going to be the main problem the rest of the night tonight. Wisconsin is kind of in the clear for the rest of the overnight. Now they're not in the clear for the wind speeds. Those winds are kind of still going to remain through tonight and then regain strength again tomorrow afternoon. Here's the rest of the rainfall amount that I'm expecting. Duluth is expecting at least another ½ inch. We've already seen a full inch since this morning when it began. And areas along the Iron Range over in our western counties are going to see at least another inch or more because it's just going to sit there from now through tomorrow afternoon. Wind gusts currently are looking at 44 wind gusts, and that's not the sustained wind, that's the wind gusting from those sustained winds. So we're looking at 40 down here in Canal Park and 44 up on the hill. Now the good news is that the wind gusts, they are going to die down for the overnight hours, and then like I mentioned during my main weather, they're going to pick right back up again tomorrow afternoon.
Thanks, Caitlin. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you at 10.
CBS